Welcome to episode 8 of the Disney edition of the Castlescapes and Clones vlogcast. Today we'll be talking about the Jungle Cruise and some of the changes that have been made about that, and Disneyland opening, and more. We are Castlescapes and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. So come along with us. If you haven't already subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Hey everybody, I'm Loren, and I'm here with my cousin and co-pilot, Rich.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going okay. Got my first dose of the Bill Gates microchip serum yesterday.
Me too.
So now he knows even more of what I do, like sit at this desk and watch YouTube videos while subliminally telling me to buy Microsoft products. I'm like, I already do, Bill. It's fine.
There you go. Now, why do you say that? I'm just curious.
Because all those people who have the conspiracy theories that the vaccine is like Bill Gates.
Oh, the anti-vaxxers think that?
No, not well. I mean, there's anti-vaxxers who just think every single vaccine is poison, but then there's the conspiracy theorists who think that the vaccine specifically for COVID is a Bill Gates, like this whole COVID thing is Bill Gates trying to get us all in like inoculated with a microchip.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
To which I'm like, because they're like, because then he'll know everything we do. I'm like, your phone does that already. So like they don't need a microchip inside of you. Your phone does that already.
Right.
That's why you get advertisements on like Instagram and Facebook about something you talked about 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Not even like looked up on the internet. You were like talking to somebody, and all of a sudden, you have that.
Yeah, I noticed that just today, and I can't remember what it was, but I just looked up something on Google, and the next thing I know, I got an ad about it. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, like the other day, a little bit ago, I was talking to a friend about Hawaii. Then all of a sudden, I got a whole bunch of like, come visit Hawaii.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh man, 2 years ago now, I guess, during the last Star Wars celebration, my friend and I came from the airport and we're just driving and we're talking about Carvana, which is that like online car seller. Because they have this weird thing where they have like a giant vending machine of cars.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I was like, then I got on my phone, I looked at it, and then all of a sudden I have an ad for it. I'm like, dude.
So funny.
So I'm like, they already know everything we do. Like, I don't think Bill Gates really needs to put a microchip in us. So.
No, he doesn't. I like to call it the Fauci ouchie.
I've seen that. There's like a shirt.
Yeah.
It has like instead of the Gucci. The Gucci, it's also just the Gucci logo, but it says Fauci. I was like, huh.
I wonder if he ever thought that he'd be that famous.
No, I mean, I remember when he was talking like in the beginning, and it's like someone asked him, "Who would play you in the movie about the COVID virus?" And he jokingly said like Brad Pitt. And then Brad Pitt played him at Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
So that guy.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in his nerd world of science and whatever, he never thought, one, there would be a shirt with his name on it.
Right.
Specifically him, and then like he would actually be played by Brad Pitt.
Right, exactly.
Right, so.
Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and start with the news. So in classic form, we missed a giant piece of news right after we finished recording. And that is that Disneyland and California Adventure are opening on April 28th. I mean April 30th. Sorry. The Grand Californian will open the day before on the 29th. So exciting news.
Yeah. So far, there's no more information about how to get tickets, but it is a reservation only system, similar to, well, people are predicting similar to Walt Disney World. There are no annual passes. It's only for California residents.
Yes.
And I don't think they ever said, but like the rumor or the biggest, like people are saying it's going to be a 15% capacity instead of, I think Disney World opened with a 20% capacity.
Right.
So even less people.
Yeah, that's what I heard, 15%.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite light. So yeah, I mean, I probably won't be able to go until probably May anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, May would be the day after opening
right.
day. Like
I
don't know if I want to go opening day.
No,
that would be crazy. Well, I mean,
and I would like to go opening day just for the thrill of it, and everybody's there, and
yeah, I mean,
there's all these.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, I'll be fully vaccinated by that time, so it depends on how they do it.
Yeah.
And how much it costs, because we're no longer pass holders, so we have to actually pay like normal people.
I wonder when they're gonna talk about
I mean,
annual pass or membership, whatever they're calling it, these programs will be available.
I mean, I would have to, like, well, about that, I don't know when. Like, I don't think they're going to install any kind of new system yet until they've been operating for a little bit, right?
Right.
So who knows? I'm just curious on how they're going to do the reservation system and how much tickets are going to cost, and if there's going to be a park hopper.
Yeah, that's another thing,
because that's something they did not do at Walt Disney World for a while. You couldn't park hop.
Right. So I am going to imagine that they're going to do the same thing here, which is going to be a bummer,
because, like, I know, like before, like last year. Oh my God, not even last year. 2 years ago, they started that like the different kinds of like blackout dates, right? So there's days where there's more days available for like the lesser passes, but that really just meant you can go to California Adventure, but not Disneyland.
Right.
And the thing about California Adventure is that, well, I mean, I guess once they open Avengers Campus, I feel like it's going to be a major destination.
Yeah.
So right now, really the biggest draw is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. And Radiator Springs Racer, I think.
Yeah, like those two. But then, like, usually for most people, it's a half day. It's one of those half day kind of things. Like 2 major rides, and you're kind of like, that's it. Maybe the Incredicoaster. But
unless they're having a festival, which they almost do. I mean, like, it feels like it's almost year round.
That's another thing. Like, does the touch of Disney continue in some way?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I think it would behoove them to, because it would at least get people to want to buy tickets to California Adventure. I mean, I personally love California Adventure. Like, I spend more time at California Adventure than Disneyland, just because it's always changing. Yeah. Like, there's always some festival, like Lunar New Year, or it's Halloween, or it's Viva Navidad, Christmas, or the Food and Wine.
Yeah.
And so I think that it would behoove them to have some kind of festival over there to draw people over while we're waiting for Avengers Campus to happen.
I am upset, though. about California Adventure and the
Why?
touch of Disney. They do not have the Num Num cookie.
I know. What is that all about?
What?
That's like, I mean, they're trying to give us all the classics. I mean, Num Num Cookie is a classic now. That's like a.
I mean, it's the best thing in Pixar Pier.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. I was hoping it would be that chicken, but it's not, because that chicken reminds me of Shake and Bake.
Yeah. So it does. It's good though. I like that chicken.
But I mean, it's not enough to be like, I need to go eat, because honestly, if I'm gonna eat fried chicken in the Disneyland,
you're gonna go to Plaza.
You're gonna go to Plaza.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the first thing you're going to do when you go to Disneyland?
I mean, since I will be vaccinated, I wouldn't feel like, you know, like before if it opened before I was vaccinated, I wouldn't do any indoor things.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Haunted Mansion might be
the first thing
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, honestly, I'd probably just walk around. But then again, if I'm paying, like actually paying for a day, I want to do as much as possible.
Right. No, but I mean, I'm just talking about like what would be the attraction you go on. So Haunted Mansion.
Oh my god, I don't know why I separated this, but it's gonna be the Falcon or Rise of Resistance.
I know. I was gonna say. I'm like, oh, okay.
You know what it is? Because for a year, the only time I see people going on that ride is in Hollywood studios. So all of a sudden, I keep thinking it's not
in a different place.
And then I just like, what would I do?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Of course, I would go to like Batu and try to get on Rise of the Resistance first. Like that'd be a thing. Like it's a try, right? I mean, hopefully with a 15% capacity, it's easier.
Yeah.
Get on. Or the Millennium Falcon, definitely. But I mean, like, I want to go back to Batu, definitely, in Galaxy's Edge, basically.
Right.
Because Star Wars.
Mine is definitely the Tiki Room. I don't know why. I've just been missing the Tiki Room.
And get a Dole Whip.
And yeah, I want to go through. I would watch all the gods talk in the garden, and then I want to get inside and sing along with the birdies. Get my Dole Whip. Yeah, get my Dole Whip.
I actually like the newest. I can't remember what it's called now. The where you can eat now.
Oh, the tropical hideaway.
Yeah, I actually like that area.
I love that. I love that place because it's it's chill, and you can get all kinds of dough. Like you don't have to stand as long of a line for Dole Whip at the tropical hideaway.
Yeah,
and they have this
and they have different ones.
Yeah, they have this. I forget what it's called, but it's this Dole Whip like Sunday,
yeah,
almost. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
They also have the spring roll dessert thing. I don't know if you ever got a chance to have it.
The pineapple loop, yeah. Oh yeah. So. I'm some may say I'm an Adventureland connoisseur, and I like to do anything Adventureland. Yeah. So I'm excited to head back to that area.
Yep.
Not too long. And yeah, like you said, we'll both be vaccinated by that time.
Yeah. So that makes things a little less less anxiety about being there then.
Right.
And experiencing some things. Including, I guess, the newly refurbed
Snow White, Enchanted Wish. Snow White's Enchanted Wish. That is going to be opening with the park, so super excited about that. I actually loved and Snow White's Scary
Adventure.
Adventure or whatever it was called. I actually loved it because it felt like she was running through the forest and all this stuff. You know, like I thought that they really did a good job in capturing that. But
Yeah.
I think that kids thought it was too scary, so they're now making it the Enchanted Wish
I mean,
and make it less about the witch trying to kill Snow White. and
I want. I what is that? Does that mean like they changed anything? Like,
yeah, they've changed.
especially the ending. Like the ending before the pandemic was pretty abrupt.
Right.
It's one of the things about
There's
that ride. It was hilarious. That it was just like, and then
yeah,
they
it's like
killed the witch, and then
yeah, they
happily
kill them and happily ever
and
after.
like sunshines and rainbows. Like,
They're
oh,
going to have apparently some end scene where we get to see, it's a little less abrupt than the original.
um, and I think they is Prince Charming gonna be part of that.
Yeah,
I think
the prince.
is it the prince? Which
Prince
one's
Charming is Cinderella's prince.
uh,
So this one is just the prince.
the prince?
Some people say that his name is Florian, but that's not official. It's not an official name.
What was the name in Once Upon a Time?
That was Charming, but that was
Okay.
Cinderella. Well, yeah, I mean,
Did I?
that was the thing that they kind of broke from,
Or
the tales. Yeah,
if you're
so
old
he
enough,
was Charming.
if you're old enough to remember this sitcom called The Charmings, which was
Yes, I love
that
that
also
show.
was that Snow White that she was supposed to be.
Yeah,
So okay,
I think
I
so.
think that's why I get the mix. I get them because I keep remembering The Charmings and Once Upon a Time as like
Right.
with Snow White, but that's Cinderella's.
Such high concepts back in the day.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, Entertainment Weekly has given us the first look at Monsters at Work, and new cast members have been announced. Let's go through them. Um, sorry, I have to open up this document to look at it.
Document.
Yes. So, Tyler Tuskman is played by Ben Feldman, and he is like the top of his class and ready to fulfill his dream to scare. Uh, then there is Fritz, played by Henry Winkler,
Hey.
and he is the scatterbrain of the team.
You know who he looks like? He looks like Al.
I know. I was gonna say, I'm like Al Del Vecchio from Happy Days. Yeah. Okay, so Val Little is played by Mindy Kaling, and she is let's see, who is Val? She's a very little voice, and she's the enthusiastic member. Uh, Cutter is played by Elena Ubach, um, and she is the officious rule follower. And for those who don't know who Elena Ubach is, she was Mama Imelda in Coco.
Coco.
Coco. Duncan, played by Lucas Neff, is the opportunistic plumber, and he's a schemer. And then finally, you can't have a Monsters Inc. show without Mike and Sully, played by Billy Crystal and John Goodman.
I feel like those two newcomers are gonna be a hit.
Yeah, I know. they're gonna razzle dazzle.
They got a bright future ahead of them.
Right.
I think it's cool that they're still super involved. They haven't said, we're too good or too old to do this. But I mean, it's voiceover, so I'm sure they can appreciate that they don't have to go dress up, get into makeup, all that kind of stuff. They can just show up.
Yeah, and all these characters look like they could have stepped right out of Monsters Inc. the movie.
So this would take place after Monsters University, before Monsters Inc. Right.
Right. Yeah. This would be
so no
like a prequel, sequel to the Monsters University and a prequel to Monsters Inc. I guess.
I wonder if what's his name? Steve Buscemi's character will show up at some point.
I don't know. I mean, they don't have him listed here, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to show up.
Right.
Yeah. And can you put this link in the show notes, por favor?
Nope.
Yeah, that's really cool.
What was Steve Buscemi's character?
Randall Boggs.
Randall.
Yeah. Randall Boggs. So it would be really cool if he was in it, though.
Right. He was in Monsters University.
Yeah, he was.
Right? So it's not like they haven't met him yet. So I wonder if he's already one of their nemesi.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
It looks like they're setting that one guy up that I already closed the document, but whoever was the opportunistic schemer up as the new villain-esque person. All right. Well, here's some interesting things. So after a long time of not knowing the fates of something like Black Widow and Cruella and some of their other movies, they finally announced that both Cruella and Black Widow will be available in both theaters and Disney Plus. So Cruella will be coming out on May 28th, and Black Widow, they pushed back again to July 9th. I don't know why they pushed it back again. It's unfair and un-American. No, just kidding. But it is unfair.
Because that also pushes back Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi is into September.
It's in September now.
And then, but the good news for everybody who don't want to go to the theater or pay outside of your subscription is that Luca will be available on Disney Plus, just like it was with Soul. So you don't need to do premiere access like Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah, which is cool for families and stuff. I just hope that it doesn't affect other projects, because the money they would have made.
Right.
You know what I mean? Same thing with Black Widow and Cruella. It kind of I don't say stinks, but after Captain Marvel, Black Widow was like the only other female-led movie, and it's not getting its full. It's not going to go and make $1 billion like Captain Marvel did, and it won't even have the chance to. Right. I mean, I think part of pushing it back is that they hope people do go to theaters by that time, and more people are vaccinated.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I can think of for them to push it back from May or March, whenever it's supposed to come out.
May.
With the vaccines rolling out, I think they feel like by the time July comes around, that more and more people will be vaccinated, and people will feel more comfortable going to theaters, and they can make their money a little bit from theater going. Who knows how the world goes? Like I said, we'll be vaccinated, so maybe I will go see it if it's still social distance and whatever.
Yeah, by that time I will be okay with going to the theater because I'll be vaccinated. I'll wear my mask, except for when I'm eating my popcorn.
Right.
I just hope that they stagger the amount of people that
Right.
can be around you.
Right. Because that's my concern is still, getting it. I mean, there's still there's still a good chance that you can get it and still spread it, but the more results are coming in, the better it's looking for some of the vaccines to actually help prevent even asymptomatic spread. So,
right,
the more we know, the better, I guess. And then the safer I'll feel being out, not for me, but me being able to also still visit my my family if they haven't got it yet.
Hopefully, any word on when Jamie and Brian will be all together?
No, they're looking
and Cassiana.
Well, Cassiana, no, they haven't done children trials yet.
Oh, right.
Like, I think teenagers are the next wave of people. I think what I've seen is like they're looking for teenagers to try it. So there's going. You can imagine though that some people are apprehensive of having their teenagers be test subjects. So that's why it's so important for us adults to get it as much as possible, so that they're more protected through herd immunity and whatnot. So
for sure.
But
all right, well, that was some exciting news, and now we have casting news for Hollywood Stargirl on Disney Plus. Uma Thurman is joining the cast, as are Judd Hirsch and Tyrell Jackson Williams. And those are pretty big names in the Hollywood stratosphere. What's interesting is Uma Thurman looks like an older.
That's what I say. Like, so does that mean that she is the older version?
I don't know, but she does look like an older. What's her name?
Stargirl.
Yeah, Stargirl. She looks like an older Stargirl. So, and I don't know who the other. We don't know who the others are playing. But
I mean, you'd imagine that if Uma Thurman is playing an older version, then they can be almost anybody, I guess. I don't know. Like the other
Harsh to play.
Like the other star of the Stargirl, the guy. I don't know who Tyler Jackson Williams is.
Yeah, I know the name, but I'm not sure where he's from. But I know he's well known.
Like, could he play an older version of the other guy?
No.
I don't know.
No, because he's African American.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Judd Hirsch, though. I know who that is.
Yeah. I'm hoping he plays her therapist like he did in Ordinary People.
My God.
Yeah.
That is a poll from what, 70s?
The
early 80s, Ordinary People with
yeah.
Oh my God. I'm blanking on his name.
That was Timothy Hutton.
Yeah.
And Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, that's right.
Don Lowe. Yeah.
It's been
that was long. The role that she got the Academy Award for that. And after that, I couldn't see her as Mary Richards anymore. Like, I saw her as
the mom.
Mother. Yeah. She played that role so well. So anyway. All right. Well, some of the stars from the original Mighty Ducks will appear in the sequel series.
Yeah.
Who do you think it'll be?
Keenan. I mean, like, he's still he's probably the biggest star out of all the kids, right?
Yeah. Who plays him?
Kenan Thompson. Oh, I forget his character name, but he's like the one who he was the one in the second one that came from Chicago.
Right.
And he had the knuckle puck, which is a total fabricated shot where it goes a little crazy and stuff. That was his thing, but he's there. I know I was looking at some things about like a reunion about some of the stars, and I think he was there. But he is obviously he's from Saturday Night Live. He's been on there forever, and he's got a new show. So I'd imagine he'd be easy to convince to. I mean, he likes still talking about it. So
yeah,
it's not like
good.
He's not like he's one of those people like
right.
No, he knows feel like he knows that fandom, and plus he just. Like he doesn't look much older. Like he still very much looks like that character, even though it was him as a kid.
Right.
I mean, it was also the same as like Good Burger from Nickelodeon. Like he was, Good Burger and that show that he was on. Like he's been around for a very long time, and he still
has
embraced
Hasn't
everything.
Keaton Thompson, like he's. I was thinking about that the other day, where he's had like a long career.
Yeah, and it's still going. So, I would imagine he could.
Yeah, because he's still on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, and look at that, he's got a new show on. I forget what channel, but ABC maybe NBC. I don't know. Called Keenan. Anyone else? I'm trying to think of like who else would. I wonder if Pacey would come back. I can't remember his actor name. Pacey from Dawson's Creek.
Joshua Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he did play. He wasn't. I don't know if he was in the third one. I know he's in the first two. Definitely. Well, he was the main kid in the first one, and then second one he kind of like was there also still. I think by the third one he wasn't the focus as much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have to see them again, but I don't know. He might come back. I don't know who else, because I don't know if any of the other ones are still acting. That's where I don't know.
It'll be really interesting to see who they are. I still need to rewatch these movies because it's like I have my memory of them is very limited.
Yeah. I love that series.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Estevez.
Yeah.
Estevez. Which is the correct pronunciation. Estevez.
Right. What?
The correct pronunciation of Emilio Estevez's name is not Estevez, it's Estevez.
It is?
Yeah. I just watched a thing with him, and they asked him straight up, and he's like, everyone says Estevez, but it's not. It's Estevez. The accent is on Estevez.
Estevez?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Estevez.
Yeah, because I'm watching something with him. He was talking about how, obviously his father is very famous, and so was his brother. Martin Sheen, because their family comes from Spain, and when Martin Sheen was starting out, they said he couldn't use a Latin sounding name. And so he went with Sheen. And then he's telling the story about how when Martin Sheen's father went to go see him on a play, the billboard marquee didn't say their family name, it said Martin Sheen. And he was kind of disappointed. And then Emilio was like, when it came time for him, he made the conscious decision to not change his name. He wanted it to be Estevez.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, it was so hard for even today. Like you talk to somebody like Chloe Bennett,
right,
who changed her name because they said that she won't get far with a Asian sounding name, which is just such a travesty.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, hopefully, better now. I think we're less. I think people of color are less apt to have to change their name to conform.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
All right. Well, here's something exciting, providing that it will be good. is that Chippendale Rescue Rangers has started filming, and I still have hopes for this movie. It's a live action version, as many of you might remember us talking about. Um, so yeah, I'm excited about it.
Who is in it? Do we know?
I don't know.
Like, I'm assuming this is going to be similar to the Chipmunks, where they're like, I'm assuming they're actual chipmunk sized,
right?
And then they're in the human world, I guess. That's the only thing like that I like, that they were these gumshoes, but in the animal world.
Right. That's why I hope that it's still. I'm just hoping that it will just be CGI, but they're calling it live action for some reason. I don't know. But they're probably going to put them in the human world, which is, we'll have to see how
it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss for me.
Yeah,
those things.
Yeah,
but
because I did like the Chipmunks movies, but I did not like the Smurfs movies.
Yeah, I think the difference with the Chipmunks and the Rescue Rangers, the Chipmunks were like, they came from a show where they were bigger because they were kid sized in the Chipmunk,
right?
In Alvin and Chipmunks, whereas the Rescue Rangers were always their actual size. Right. So their world was built on the fact that they were these small, like, mice and basically rodents and a fly, going on adventures and whatnot.
Right.
Because they weren't actually part of like the DuckTales stuff, where it was like anthropomorphic animals that lived like humans, like had buildings and vaults full of coin, gold, money, and stuff. They were actually Rescue Rangers were actually like small.
Right.
So that premise kind of makes it work better if they go into a human world. Yeah. As long as they don't make them like the opposite of the Chipmunk movie, where they're like, I will make them big.
You know that Rescue Rangers were originally supposed to be based on Bernard and Bianca from The Rescuers. And
I can see that because it's because sometimes I want to say like they're very much like the Rescuers world.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I want to say the series came out when Rescuers Down Under came out, and it didn't do well. So they didn't want to have a show based on, a movie that didn't do well. But, like if they do it kind of Rescuer style, I can see them doing it in the human world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes a little bit more sense than the Chipmunk movie did.
Right.
And who knows if they bring it to that? I mean, there's no rule saying they couldn't have like Bernard and Bianca be like the founders of whatever. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Bob Newhart still around.
Right.
Like a nice cameo would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
That's money right there.
There you go.
Make it happen, people.
Yeah. All right. Well, Alan Tudyk and Molly Parker have joined the cast of Peter Pan and Wendy as Mr. and Mrs. Darling. Alan Tudyk is the John Ratzenberger. John Ratzenberger of Disney. So he's always in everything these days, but we love him, and I think he'll be a great Mr. Darling. I'm not sure.
I can see it.
Yeah, Molly Parker, I'm not familiar with.
Yeah,
but Alan Tudyk, definitely, I can see.
She was in Deadwood. She's in the Lost in Space reboot.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I know who she was. I think the older daughter.
I don't remember.
Or was she the mom?
She might be the mom.
Yeah, maybe she's the mom.
I'm just wondering, is Alan Tudyk, has he done a Marvel film yet?
Has he? No, I don't think he has yet.
Disney.
He must. Well, technically he did. Huh? Technically he did because he was in Big Hero 6.
What was he in Big Hero 6?
He was a villain. Oh no, he wasn't the villain. He was the guy who we thought was a villain, but was not the villain.
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still though not a. I mean,
it's not a
Marvel Studios movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I was saying technically, this Marvel movie.
I mean, yeah, technically, I guess.
Yeah.
Like he needs to be. Like that's all he needs. Like he'll be the night. Like he's got it all again.
You heard it here first, Disney. Hire Alan Tudyk for Marvel.
Right. Totally.
Right. Yeah.
Like. It's funny, like when I first saw him, I saw him in Knight's Tale. I thought he was British. Because I'm like, it's in a cast that's pretty much like all like British actors. Or like, not American. I mean, Heath Ledger's not from Britain. He's Australian.
Yeah.
But like everyone else, so I didn't even think that he was an American. Paul Bettany was in there. It's also the thing about Knight's Tale introduced me to both Paul Bettany and Alan Tudyk, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
but
he's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah, he's such a good character actor, and like I wish I was able to get a picture with him, but I did run into him outside of Petco Park at Comic-Con.
Nice.
Because I was running in, and he was going somewhere, and I saw him, and like some other people stopped him, but I'm like, I don't want to keep him. You know what I mean? Because he was already stopped by some fans to take a picture with him, and I didn't want to be like, oh, can you take a picture with you?
I would have done it.
I mean, because he looked like he was going somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but yeah.
Anyway, what was that? I forgot. All right. ABC's The Wonder Year has cast E.J. Williams as its lead, and it has added Dulé Hill and Laura Kanuki to the cast. I think as a father and daughter. So, or sister to the lead. So it looks like it's really shaping up this Wonder Year show.
Yeah, I saw Fred Savage did like I think it was on Instagram where he introduced him. So again, it's kind of cool that Fred Savage is like a producer on it. So it's not like a reboot without any ties to the first version of it.
Right, and they said that that Fred Savage is not only the producer, but he's like really being an active part of it. So he's not like just lent his name to it.
Yeah, it's not like executive producer. He's like an actual producer on it. So
so that's really cool.
Yeah, the cool thing about this is not just that they're rebooting it. It's in the same time period, just from a different family and a different set of circumstances. And I think that's cool that they're doing it that way and not like, and here's the Wonder Years in the 90s or whatever. Right. It's not, we're still doing it in the 60s and how that world was in America and whatever, but told from, an African-American family in the South. I don't even know where Wonder Years took place.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
I mean, obviously suburbia in like
I'm going to imagine that it'll probably take place in the 70s or 80s, because because it's going to be narrated by somebody who is a little bit older from today. So whatever their childhood was.
This show?
The show.
No, it's in the 60s.
This show is in the 60s?
They've already said it's in the 60s.
Oh.
That's why I said it's cool that's the same time period as Wonder Years.
Sorry.
Told from a different point of view.
Gotcha.
So it's still the 60s. That's what makes it kind of interesting. They didn't go with, the 90s or the 80s or whatever. It's still the same time period, just a different view of the world. So
if anybody is wondering why sometimes I don't necessarily respond well to things that Rich might be saying, it's not because I'm ignoring him. I'm hard of hearing. So sometimes instead of saying what, repeat yourself, I just kind of let it go, and then unfortunately sometimes I just don't pick it up. So that's exactly why.
I get that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Loren is easy to understand. You can't hear. My sister, on the other hand, just chooses to actively ignore me.
Yeah, that's it.
But
entirely different.
But it's story. Like in a weird way where she's interested in the story because she asked me something, and then I'll tell her, and then she's like, and then she'll repeat the question again later, and I'm like, I just literally spent 10 minutes telling her. She's like, do it again.
That's my sister as well.
Right.
My sister, I'll tell my sister something, and she's like, "What? Did you say something?" So I feel you.
Right. Sisters. Am I right?
Right. All right. So McKenna Grace, who's from Gifted and Captain Marvel, she is going to star in Crater on Disney Plus, and Crater is going to be in the vein of Stand By Me. It's going to be set on the moon colony, and the death of his father, a boy growing up on the lunar mining colony, takes a trip to explore a mysterious crater along with his 4 best friends prior to being permanently relocated to another planet. Interesting. So she's going to be playing one of the best friends. That sounds like a cool concept. Yeah, and it does sound very much like Stand By Me.
But yes.
Yeah.
But I like the take.
You like what?
I like the take on it.
Yeah, I do too.
So
I think that's really kind of cool.
Stand By Me.
It's so interesting how all these series are being developed for Disney Plus, and I don't even know some of them.
Well, I mean, they promised like 100 new shows a year or something, right? So that is crazy. Just to think about just a sheer amount of work that's being done simultaneously to get all these things done. So I like that they're exploring a lot of different things. So
yeah, I do too. I think it's going to be, I like the fact that they're trying to be diverse in their storytelling.
Yeah, I was thinking like the writer of this is also did the Twilight Zone. I'm assuming it's the newest version of it, but it makes sense because people don't know. Stand By Me was written by technically Stephen King. It's based off a Stephen King thing, so it's got that. Yeah. I wouldn't call him horror. It's like that weird thriller, almost horror-ish, scary, weird thing. So
yeah.
See how that goes.
Cool. Yeah. Very cool. All right. Well, the Disney Insider had an exclusive that the third Zombies movie is in development at Disney Channel. And I tell you, like I've watched multiple times High School Musical, Camp Rock, Teen Beach Movie, because of the boys, and I watched Descendants because of myself. But I have not watched Zombies, so I'm going to have to catch up with the Zombies.
It's interesting.
Zombies musical, yeah,
Like,
I know.
Think our nieces watch that show. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. I'm going to have to sit down with them and watch it. I'll fly to Wisconsin and watch it.
No, I told them. I told Rory that she should just come here. Right. I'm like, it's too cold in Wisconsin.
So. Yeah, I know. I miss those girls. Well, anyway, that's all I have to say on that one. I'm sure you're loaded with information about zombies.
Like, I'm pretty sure at some point I'll have to watch these.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
All right. Well, Jungle Cruise has added new characters, mischievous wildlife, and skipper humor to the classic attraction. And I was just telling Rich that I am a connoisseur of Adventureland, to borrow from Ordinary Adventures, and I just love Adventureland. I'm really excited to see what the changes are. I know that they're introducing Dr. Alberta Falls, the daughter of the Albert Falls, who is the proprietor of the Jungle Cruise, Jungle Navigation Company Ltd. So I'm curious if they're going to add animatronics of them.
I don't know. Or they're just like stuff around, like the queue that points to an actual kind of story.
Right. Because I know that the guys being poked by the rhino, they're supposed to be actual characters now.
Okay.
Now they have Dr. Alberta Falls.
I wonder how much any of this ties to, because at first I thought it'd be tying to the movie. But yeah. I feel like they also want to, like maybe this is also part of that whole Ron Moore series, right?
Interesting.
He's taking, you know, the Disney World, literally Disney World, Disneyland, whatever, and the attractions and the characters that kind of have come up as characters,
right.
So I wonder if they're moving towards like having that be like the story of Disney Land, Disney World, and all these rides are kind of like tied together by the Secret Society or whatever, the Society of Explorers and Adventure. If they're all tied together, or I'm still not sure like how that series is going to play out, because it's not like that's the only series they're talking about, because they said it's going to be a like a universe to and that's part of it. So
yeah, that would be super cool if they you know, really explored the SEA in this ride, in this attraction. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, I think what's cool, like I kind of like imagining like sort of like what the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen wanted to be. I mean, the comics, but like I think the movie had a lot of promise in what it was.
Right.
And something like this feels like it could be right up that alley. And I'm hoping it's like another shot at this kind of like universe where all these people are kind of like, it's almost like the Avengers, but like they're not superheroes. They're like these explorers and scientists and inventors and kooky people.
And I love that they're from people from around the world, like Hightower from the Tower of Terror in Tokyo.
Right.
And why am I having a brain lapse? The Kungalush, I think, is one of them. Anyway, there's a lot of them from around the world.
Yeah.
I just remember Hightower for sure. Was one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm just super excited about it.
So
I think that I know there's going to be a lot of people who are disappointed, but I'm not.
Does this mean it's going to be closed for a while?
Yeah, I would imagine.
I wonder when that's because and imagine if that's closed, and so is Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Like when those will open up again, because I imagine Splash Mountain being a really big overhaul because they got to change everything almost inside.
Yeah, they would have to.
Whereas Jungle Cruise, I mean, like the main gist of the Jungle Cruise is still like the animals and stuff. So maybe just a little maybe add-on things like little tchotchkes and stuff in the queue. The narration of the skippers might be a little bit more I won't say scripted, but like a different narrative than just a Jungle Cruise.
Right.
So I'm hoping that opens sooner than later.
Me too. Yeah. I wonder if they started working on it at Disneyland, since I know they haven't closed it at Walt Disney World, but since Disneyland has been closed, I wonder if they started working on that. Like Splash Mountain, I wonder, have they started converting that over since the closure? Yeah,
because there's nothing to say that they have to be open at the same time. Like
right. Like Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge opened in
way before, like
in California, right?
For like half a year before it opened up in Florida.
Right.
Because it opened up in June, and I think Florida opened up like in December.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. Well, we've come to the end of our news. What?
That's exciting stuff.
Exciting stuff for sure. So we've come to the end of our news. If you enjoyed yourself, please consider subscribing to our channel. Hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Be sure to share our post with your family and friends. And leave in the comment below what your favorite story of the day was. Let us know if you've agreed with us or didn't agree with us. We'd love to know that. We love a good debate. Just as long as you're not hateful. Be sure to leave us your feedback and bad at podcasts@castlesandcapesandclones.com. You can reach me personally on Twitter @LoJav and on Instagram @Loren Javier. How about you, Rich?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram @R2Romosanto.
All right. Well, the opinions expressed on today's vlogcast are solely our own and do not represent the Walt Disney Company, its subsidiaries, or assets. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you later, guys. Bye.
Yep. Catch on the flip side.